Low blow from BoJo.
Failing to prosecute Jimmy Savile.
Putin's press parody, partygate.
Это было в силах Бориса Джонсона, то сегодняшние
And Gove gives straight answer.
No.
I mean, it's wrong, but he gives a straight answer. These are the interesting times. Hello everybody, welcome to the Interesting Times, a show that likes to take a sideways swipe at politics right here in the UK. Now, if you feel the Prime Monster can't get any lower, then clearly you've not been paying attention for the last 2 years.
This leader of the opposition, a former director of public prosecutions, Mr. Speaker, he spent most of his time prosecuting journalists and failing to prosecute Jimmy Savile, as far as I can make out, Mr. Speaker.
Desperate stuff. Worth pointing out that Jimmy Savile was a British celebrity with ridiculously blonde hair, managed in a way to convince the public he was a bit of a character, whilst hiding some dark secrets and a lifelong right-wing maverick, conservative and staunch admirer of Margaret Thatcher. Oh, and he was most famously known for that TV show. What was it again?
I will fix it.
Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
And attacking this week, Keir Starmer with Jimmy Savile. I mean, who advised the Prime Minister to say this? It's time to resolve this completely so the party can get back to governing. And yes, I know the next question you'll ask. I will be submitting my letter today to the 1922 committee.
And let's hope his letter is only the start of it. I'll stop now, I promise. Now, there are two schools of thought here. One, this is a desperate attempt by the Johnson to deflect from any further blame on partygate. Or two, he really cares about justice for those that have suffered this horrific abuse. I mean, you really had to ask?
One comment I would make is I think an awful lot of money, an awful lot of police time now goes into these historic offences and all this malarkey, and 60 million pounds I saw was being spaffed up the wall on some investigation into historic child abuse.
Well, you won't be surprised to know that the stuff Johnson spewed about Starmer was so much like shit, it might as well have been pumped into our rivers. But parliamentary procedure means he gets away with it. Calling him out on it, though.
No ifs, no buts. He has willfully misled Parliament.
Under the power given to me by Standing Order number 43, I order the honourable member to withdraw immediately from the House.
Maybe another tact is needed, such as, can you smell burning? Maybe it's because my right honourable friend's pants are on fire. Following a report, there was good news and bad news. The good news, Johnson left the country. The bad news...
Guard of Honour prepares for Boris Johnson's arrival in Kiev today. Number 10 casting the Prime Minister as world leader. Some suspicion on Ukrainian TV about his motives, dropping in when he has such troubles at home.
It certainly is troubling. Putin is probably the most manipulative, ruthless, authoritarian figure in Russian politics since Rasputin. And our only hope against World War III breaking out is somebody that gets ambushed by cake. And you know what? I have a sneaking suspicion that the Russians know this.
Представлены Борису Джонсону в его резиденцию на Даунинг-стрит, в ту самую резиденцию, где и проходили те вечеринки, из-за которых Борис Джонсон стал сегодня самым нелюбимым, неуважаемым и осмеянным персонажем Британии. Над ним смеются даже школьники.
There we are. Even school children openly mock him. Will nobody stand up for the PM? Well, defending this bulbous bucket of bile is never going to be easy, and apparently a lot of the Conservatives are wrestling with their conscience, though for others, not so much of an issue.
Is that what you think this is? Is that your assessment, that the people who are criticising the Prime Minister this afternoon are people who've never liked him?
So the people who are criticising this afternoon, particularly in the chamber, are the people who are criticising him before he was elected leader of the party, who were criticising him as he was elected Prime Minister of the party, and has been criticising him ever since. So the answer to your question is yes. OK,
well, let me ask about Sue Gray's report then. How do you feel about the fact that there's a problem with leadership in number 10 in the Cabinet Office that led to these gatherings taking place?
Well, the leadership Sue was referring to was not necessarily always the Prime Minister's leadership.
Look, my name may be above the door, but come on, I'm not the guy in charge. Nadine's defending the indefensible must have left a nasty taste in her mouth, but I'm guessing she's probably used to that.
Oh my god, are you joking me?
It's an ostrich anus. And you're off.
There is some good news here though, as Sky News showed when they went to town on the word of the day.
We've just heard from a spokesperson for the Prime Minister who said the public will now be told if the Prime Minister is handed a fine for breaking coronavirus rules.
Asked if that meant Number 10 would say if he was given a fixed penalty notice, the spokesman said, hypothetically, yes, hypothetically. So not a cast iron pledge, you might say, but hypothetically, yes.
But ministers keep telling us they don't deal in the hypothetical, John.
But yeah, they've used the word hypothetically this afternoon.
And speaking of all things high and pathetic...
That is the Levelling Up Secretary, Michael Gove. He's with us now. Good morning. Have your tea.
Thank you.
When I ask you about what's happening as far as Jimmy Savile and that comment that the Prime Minister made.
So, despite the fact that Johnson was wrong on this, despite the fact that the families of Savile's victims, the Speaker of the House of Commons, his own party, hell, even GB News have pointed out how wrong he's been on this, this was Gove's response.
Think he's got anything to apologise for?
No.
Which, at least, is a straight answer to a straight question, something he struggled with after then.
He must have known if he was in his own flat with lots of people singing ABBA hits, the winner takes it all.
Well, we'll, as I know, have all sorts of allegations and speculation in the media. Fair enough, but the Met are doing their job, and until they've concluded, I don't think it would be right for me to comment.
Yeah, nothing quite says innocent like no comment. Well, that's it for another week. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you are enjoying these vids, please don't forget to subscribe and hit all the notifications bell so you don't miss another. And I'll see you all next week. Take care.